travelers, welcome to another episode of my vlogs. Today I'd like to talk to you about CDN or content delivery networks. I've used them for a while for a variety of different reasons, and I'd like just to share with you my experiences with them. One has been for distributing software around the world, and in that case we chose Akamai, and the other case was using mobile devices and be able to synchronize content on them. In that case we chose to use Amazon's solution, which is S3 for content storage, and CloudFront for the distribution part. So let me first step back and just briefly explain what a CDN is, or content distribution network is. You have probably used it and you don't even know about it. If you have gone to any of the major news sites and you have seen images or static content, most likely they are using a CDN or content distribution network. So the way how CDN works is, instead of serving all the content from a single data center, the content is distributed around the world. The way how this works is there's a single place where your static content is stored. So let's say that's in New York, and instead of having all the browsers or all the applications downloading the content from that single data center in New York, the content is distributed through these what's called edge nodes. And the way how it works is a browser makes a call to a CDN system, the Akamai or CloudFront from AWS, and the CDN system or infrastructure figures out, okay, this request is coming from Europe, and I'm going to get the content from the New York data storage, and then I'm going to cache it locally in Europe and serve it to this browser. And the next browser comes along and is also originating from Europe. Well, in this case, the content is not downloaded again from New York and going to the regional data center in Europe, but it's cached. So the call is made only to the edge data center in Europe and gets the content there. So this solution provides multiple different benefits. A, it's fairly cheap to bring up and fairly cheap to run. And secondly, I've seen cases where instead of taking several hours to download large binary files, it's now taking a matter of minutes. From the development side and from securing your content, there are a lot of different options you can do as well. You can serve your content totally unsecured through HTTP. You can serve it through HTTPS, and you can also add additional guards on top of that. So, for example, you can sign your URLs in such a manner that they expire, meaning that your own server serves a URL to your browser to download something, and that download link expires at a certain period of time. It can be minutes, it can be days, what have you. Once it expires, it's not accessible anymore, and your application has to, or your browser has to, request a new URL link that's signed with a new expiration date. And this is done very simply, basically by having your URL and then having some query parameters, URL query parameters at the end that basically have, at minimum, an expiration date and time and a signature. So it's signed and it's tamper-proof. And this allows you to have quite a bit of a control over your content. From an intellectual property protection, there are quite a few guards that you can put in place. So that's, in summary, some big benefits of CDNs, and it works great for large enterprises, and it also works quite well for small little applications, especially for like mobile applications where you want to be able to serve content quickly and perhaps cache it locally on the device for offline use. You can certainly use CDNs, and again, it's fairly inexpensive. The pricing is based on how much data you store and how much data you transfer over. To find out more information about the CDNs that I had mentioned, you can go in the links below and learn more about it. I hope you liked this video, and see you soon.